Have you ever promised yourself, this is the last time? Have you woken up the next morning filled with shame and regret, only to find yourself placing another bet by the afternoon? This is a feeling many people know all too well. It is a lonely and confusing place to be. You tell yourself you will stop tomorrow, but tomorrow never seems to arrive. Betting, losing, promising to quit can feel like a prison with invisible walls. You feel stuck, as if some unseen force is pulling you back every time you try to walk away. You are not weak. You are not alone in this struggle. Quitting gambling can feel impossible for very real reasons. It is not simply a matter of willpower or being a good person. The trap is designed to be difficult to escape. Rewires your brain, distorts your emotional responses, tangles into your financial life, tangles into your social life. Understanding how this trap works is the first crucial step toward dismantling it. Knowledge gives you power. By learning why it feels so hard to stop, you can begin to identify the levers you need to pull to regain control. This is not a journey about blame. It is a journey about understanding. It is a journey about strategy. Imagine your life as a ship. For a while, gambling might have felt like a strong wind in your sails, promising adventure, promising riches. But now, it has become a relentless storm. It batters your ship, damages your relationships, drains your resources. You might feel like you are lost at sea with no land in sight. The secret to gambling's power lies deep within the brain's most primitive systems. Your brain is wired to seek out rewards. When you experience something pleasurable, eating a good meal, receiving a compliment, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine. This chemical makes you feel good. It sends a powerful message. Do that again. This is how we learn and form habits. Gambling hijacks this natural reward system. Every time you place a bet, anticipation builds. A small win, even a near miss of a big one. Both can trigger a dopamine rush. That rush creates the gambling high. Your brain remembers it and starts to crave it. It learns gambling is a quick way to get that chemical hit. But gambling rewards make the trap stronger. The rewards are unpredictable, random, and intermittent. This is a variable reward schedule. Your brain can't predict the next win. It could be the next spin, the next hand, the next race. That uncertainty hooks you. It's the same mechanic behind endless social scrolling. Over time, the brain adapts to constant stimulation. The first dopamine rush no longer feels as strong. This is tolerance. To chase the feeling, people raise the stakes. Betting more money, gambling more often, chasing the original high. This isn't moral failure, it's biology. Your brain chemistry changes. When you try to stop, withdrawal can hit. The brain craves dopamine, intense urges, anxiety, irritability. That's why quitting feels so hard. The brain screams for the quick fix. A primal urge can overwhelm reason. The most visible and devastating impact of problem gambling is the financial ruin it can cause. It often starts small. You might set a budget for a night at the casino or a weekend of sports betting. But the line between entertainment money and essential funds begins to blur. A loss might lead you to chase your money, making bigger bets in a desperate attempt to win back what you lost. This is a cognitive bias known as loss aversion. The pain of losing feels twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining. This irrational thinking can lead to rapid and catastrophic financial decisions. What begins as small, manageable bets can quickly escalate. Before you know it, you are dipping into your savings account. Then, you might start using credit cards, taking out personal loans, or borrowing money from friends and family under false pretenses. The debt begins to pile up and the pressure intensifies. Bills go unpaid, rent or mortgage payments are missed. The financial foundation of your life starts to crumble, creating a constant state of crisis. This financial stress is immense and can affect every aspect of your well-being, from your sleep to your ability to concentrate at work. In today's world, gambling is no longer confined to smoky back rooms or glamorous casinos, It has become a normalized and highly accessible part of mainstream culture. Advertisements for online betting sites are everywhere. During sporting events, on social media, on billboards, the casino is no longer a place you have to travel to. It is in your pocket, on your phone, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With just a few taps, you can place a bet from your living room, on your lunch break, or even while lying in bed. This unprecedented level of access removes nearly all the natural barriers that once existed. The ease and privacy of online gambling make it incredibly easy to hide the problem and incredibly hard to resist the urge. This combination of social normalization and constant access creates a perfect storm. For anyone trying to overcome a powerful habit, relapse can be a disheartening and common experience. It is crucial to understand that relapse is not a sign of complete failure. It does not erase all the progress you have made. Instead, it is a signal. It is a sign that your current strategy has a weak spot that needs to be addressed. Thinking of relapse as a part of the learning process rather than a moral failing can help you get back on track without being derailed by shame. The relapse cycle typically begins with a trigger. A trigger is any person, place, feeling, situation that your brain associates with gambling. It could be an external trigger, like seeing a casino ad, hearing friends talk about a big game, receiving an unexpected bonus at work. It could also be an internal trigger, such as feeling stressed, bored, lonely, even overly excited. This trigger ignites a craving, an intense, often physical urge to gamble. Your brain remembers the escape or the thrill that gambling once provided, and it screams for that familiar reward. If the craving is not managed, it can lead to a moment of decision where you rationalize giving in. Just one small bet won't hurt. I'll stop after this. I just need to win back what I lost yesterday. This is your mind trying to find a loophole in your commitment to quit. Once you act on that rationalization and place a bet, the cycle is in motion. Whether you win or lose, the next stage is almost always shame and guilt. You feel like you have let yourself and others down. You feel weak and hopeless. The key to breaking this cycle is what you do immediately after a slip. Instead of letting shame take over, you must treat it as a data point. Ask yourself, what was the trigger? What was I feeling? What part of my plan failed? This analytical approach turns a relapse from a catastrophe into a valuable lesson. Breaking the relapse cycle requires a proactive and strategic plan. You cannot simply rely on willpower to get you through a powerful craving. You need to build practical barriers and develop new responses. The first step is to identify and remove your triggers as much as possible. This means taking concrete actions. Delete all gambling apps from your phone and computer. Use website blocking software to prevent access to online casinos and sports betting sites. Unfollow social media accounts that promote gambling. If certain friends or places are strong triggers, you may need to avoid them for a while. When an urge does strike, and it will, your goal is not to fight it with brute force, but to outsmart it. One of the most effective techniques is to delay. An urge often feels overwhelming in the moment, but it is like a wave that will crest and fall. Tell yourself you will wait just 15 minutes before you even consider acting on it. During that time, do something to distract yourself. Go for a walk. Call a friend. Listen to music or do a few push-ups. Often, by the time the 15 minutes are up, the intensity of the urge will have significantly decreased, making it much easier to manage. Another crucial strategy is to limit your access to money. Problem gambling cannot happen without fuel. If you have easy access to cash or credit, it is like leaving a loaded gun on the table. Consider handing over control of your finances to a trusted partner or family member for a period of time. Close your credit card accounts or lower their limits. Use prepaid debit cards with a set amount of money for your weekly expenses. Arrange for your paycheck to be deposited into an account that you cannot easily access. These barriers create friction, giving you precious time to think and ride out an urge. Finally, you must replace the gambling habit with healthier alternatives. Your brain is seeking reward and engagement, so you need to provide it with new sources. Find hobbies that occupy your mind and hands, such as learning an instrument, woodworking, or painting. Engage in physical activity like running, hiking, or joining a sports team. Exercise is a powerful natural source of dopamine and an excellent stress reliever. Recovery from a gambling problem is not about a single moment of decision. It is about building a new life, one day at a time. The very first step, and often the hardest, is admitting to yourself and to at least one other person that there is a problem. Saying the words "I have a problem with gambling" out loud breaks the power of secrecy. Support groups like Gamblers Anonymous are also invaluable. In these groups, you will find people who understand exactly what you are going through because they have been there themselves. Professional help is a cornerstone of successful recovery. They can help you understand the deep-rooted emotional reasons behind your gambling and teach you healthy coping mechanisms. A successful recovery plan must be concrete and practical. Celebrate your small wins. Recovery is a marathon, not a sprint. Keep a journal to track your progress and write down the positive changes you are noticing in your life. Quitting gambling can feel like an insurmountable mountain, when you look up at the peak from the bottom. The truth is, you do not have to climb the whole mountain today. You only have to take one step. The feeling of impossibility is powerful. It is driven by the brain's chemical cravings, the weight of emotional burdens, the chaos of financial stress. These are not personal failings, but predictable parts of the trap. Understanding them is the key to escaping. You can fight back with a clear strategy, practical tools, the support of others. Hope is not a passive wish. It is an active choice built on small, consistent actions. Think of recovery like building muscle. You can't lift the heaviest weight on day one. Start with something manageable. Some days you'll feel strong, other days sore and tired. Keep showing up and doing the work. You will get stronger. Each day you don't place a bet, you strengthen your recovery muscle. You are not alone. Millions have stood where you are, felt the same despair. Millions have found a better life. They took a first brave step, admitting the problem, asking for help. You can be one of them. Your journey forward begins with a single simple action today. Right now, delete one gambling app from your phone. Send a text to one person you trust. I need to talk. Keep going.